school leaving exam should have just one question, which should read, show how you can work with others to combine and use your knowledge to create change that will generate better outcomes for people and the planet while doing what you consider to be the right thing. I think it's a wonderful statement.
You know, as we've watched and as we've seen students move from that stage of compliance through engagement to empowerment, which we've seen so far today, you realise what the real purpose of education is, and you realise how magical schools can be.
Yeah, we're all teachers, aren't we? Our kids, our parents. It's how do we do this better together, I guess.
Removing exams and letting students be able to express their knowledge and their abilities in lots of different ways and areas is going to be a lot more beneficial. It will also inspire more creativity among students, and I hope it will also inspire more participation.
Our Wellbeing Wednesday at FAE, and that day is to focus on the wellbeing of students and really focus on building those relationships and making sure that you're okay mentally, because as we stated before, school can be quite a stressful experience for everyone like that. So it's just a day to kind of chill off the schoolwork, and it gives you an opportunity to choose your projects that you'd like to do and things that you might like to exceed after high school. I know a lot of students do take that day also for their work experience as well.
Students that have learning disabilities like what I have.
Yep.
And when teachers just give me a big chunk of work and they don't break it down for students that what I have.
Yep.
And they just say, do the work.
Yep.
And they don't break it for you and make it easier.
Yep.
It makes it stressful, not just for me, but for other students that have problems with their learning. And I feel like that some teachers don't focus on that.
3 important messages. First, learning can happen anywhere and at any time, not only in a college lab. It can also happen in a vase, in the woods, in your kitchen while making dumplings with your loved ones. Second, seeds will fall and travel far away from their parent trees. They may not look like their parent trees if living in a different condition, barren water instead of fertile soil. Generic change may even happen, and they may turn into something different, totally different. So may children. Third, we normally only see the leaves and praise the flowers and neglect the roots. Roots can be beautiful too. Many students are mislabeled stupid or lazy only because they are not good at test taking. They don't grow the way as we wished, maybe because they didn't find the meaning or didn't agree with the meaning we set for them yet. Many aha moments.
A little bit and there. So if you can just open up your heart and speak honestly.
Yes, so my dream for India was primarily in equality and inclusivity for differently abled students, especially from unprivileged families. I dream of an India where they're given equal opportunity in terms of education, resources, and infrastructure.
That is free of poverty.
A clean India,
Free of pollution.
an education system that helps me
become the best version of myself.
Telling you a secret when I say that speaking about educational reform and change in the education in the Arab world is extremely complex.
Yet with this unique and huge operation, nothing is impossible for the sake of teaching of Arabic, which is our core cultural heritage. And because of that, resilience and hard work and sacrifices are always done by all the parties.
From this experience is that, yes, it is very hard to be working in crisis, and yes, we need to provide relief, but at the same time, it is possible to be doing development work.
Aspect, because we are dealing with youth, who have been dropping out from education system that we really are following it.
We want to see a nation of problem solvers and people who have been able to use the technologies that they've designed to solve local challenges. We need to see more of this, which is why our vision is to have and to see more local technological solutions to local challenges.
We are filling the big gap while the government is looking at the technical how. Job Opportunity is looking at the soft skills, which most Tanzanians are missing, but also most students who are currently working at their studies are also missing.
And then we got tiny branches and then we put them on top, and a few days later we put hay.
And so I guess this is really just a big calling to everyone out there to kind of stay firm with our convictions and to believe in what we're doing. Because if we don't, it's too easy to give up or to compromise. And then we won't change anything. So, you know, a big part of what we need to be here in Colina, but I think all of us out there need to be, is to be brave and to believe in what we're doing.
They felt intoxicated, like full of information, full of screens, full of like stimulation. They said that they need a place in school where they could calm down the brain, like to stop like being so stimulated.
And while we strive to bring relevancy, purpose with mindfulness, agency, personalization, innovation, and engagement to the lives of our students as they live lives well lived.
And that's that there are two types of people in this world: those who wait for things to happen to them and those who make things happen for them. And I think that your educational experience can make or break which person you become.
Because strengths are gifts and we celebrate gifts. We really believe that every student at our school is gifted, everyone in their own way.
We believe it is crucial that education in the future focuses a lot in the students' like emotional part and their well-being, about their mental health, not only focusing on academic, but also we believe it's a vital and really important part, the well-being of the students, both physically and mentally. So it will be like great that future educators will take that into account to create some progress. I also believe it's crucial that in today's world, what we learn, we can share it with others and to take actions, not that only what we learn stays just in words.
I think that there's an issue, not just in Colombia, but also in the whole world and educational system. And it is that sometimes they stigmatize mistakes. What do I want to say with this? We grow up being scared of being wrong. And how are we supposed to be original if we aren't willing to make mistakes? Because that's how you get to make something. You have to try and you have to be wrong at the beginning.
Making the decision to prioritize your own emotional well-being so that your teachers and your students can be well is hugely vulnerable, and is something that I wish more people, it wouldn't have to be so brave because it would be the norm.
And I can imagine a school system where everyone belongs, where everyone's needs are met and the sky is the limit in terms of learning and growing that will take place. I've seen it. I've seen it in many schools. I've seen many teachers who know how to create this environment. I know these places exist and I've seen the impact. But to truly make this happen, we need to transform our thinking away from what Peter referred to as the top-down or hierarchical approach, and to honestly look at how we can make it happen so that all of us are involved in education and all of us who are involved believe it too.
So here's the big idea that I've come here with today. We need to embrace the idea of socially shared learning regulation at school, and it meets so many of the goals that you've articulated here today. We need to show teachers how to respond to discombobulated students, not by clamping down, reducing their expectations, or getting frustrated at the lack of one-to-one resources. But, and this is going to sound ridiculously simple, when students are discombobulated, we need to call the whole group together and say, hey, everyone, we're in this together.
And I was like, well, why didn't you take them? And they were like, well, like my parents said it's not a real class. And I was like, so students understand that that's the better way to learn, or at least it's an alternative to the current system. They understand that it produces better learners and more passionate people. It's very difficult for them to commit to these type of curricula because of this parental pressure that, you know, we as college prep school students of teachers being there as coaches instead of teachers makes our educational journey a lot better, because a coach is there to guide you and mentor you, not to kind of put you down and I guess sort you into difficult like skill set, because that's what honor and AP is, right? Like teachers grade you, they sort you into boxes, and then they're like, okay, these kids are great, they're smart, this is what they're going to do. And I think then it becomes more of a competition, and you're almost trying to impress the teacher. I feel like students shouldn't learn to impress, they should learn to do. And I think having coaches as teachers, that's a better mindset for us. Yeah.